Hello, everyone. My ex demanded me for child support for a kid that is not mine. My mother and sister are on their side. Some years ago, I dated a girl. The relationship was bad. She was very controlling and abusive. It ended up really bad and we broke up. I kept going on with my life, and after some years I got a decent job. Enough to solve all my needs, have a comfortable life, and make some savings. The thing is, a couple months after getting my job, my ex contacted me. She first asked me to talk. I believe that she may want to reconnect or something, but she showed up with a 5-year-old child, claiming he was my son and demanding for child support. I didn't believe her, but the child age matched the time since we cut contact. I got advice from a lawyer, a friend of mine, to try to solve this out of the court. I offered to take responsibility, pay all the costs in being an active part of the kid's life, only after making a DNA test. Everyone was okay with this except for my ex. She acted offended and demanded to just give her the money she deserved. She used all the excuses she could. Even contacted my family to tell them I was trying to avoid taking responsibility of her child when she ran out of excuses, and the DNA test was finally made. And surprised, I'm not the father. She was so mad with the result and cried about the money, saying it was unfair and she deserved it. But she didn't accomplish anything. Moving on to the last week, there was a little party on my parents' house. My brother, a friend, and I were talking, and my brother started to joke about the situation with my ex. My friend and I started to joke about it too. Some of our comments were a little dark and bad, but we were far away from the rest of the people. Literally, we were on the opposite side of the house, and nobody else could hear us. At least that was what we think. We were laughing like crazies when my sister appeared very angry and pushed me against the wall. She spied us and heard our conversation, and she was really mad. She started to yell at us about how horrible people we were for being mocking of a poor woman. A few hours later, when the party ended, she asked me to go to the kitchen with our parents, and she started to say how awful I was for the previous situation. Apparently, my ex had been in contact with her, and she believed her version, and that was her way to have an intervention. My brother and I were like, "Are you serious?" when she started to say how I forced my ex in to be a single mother, and that I have the moral obligation to help my dad, only said that we maybe were being too cruel making jokes of her, but that I wasn't responsible for that kid. My mom then surprised all of us when she said, "Even if the kid is not yours, you are making more than enough money to support that child. You should have helped her." Since then, I had been receiving texts. My dad and my brother are on my side, saying I'm not responsible for her. But my sister is telling me how horrible I am for ruining their lives. My mom only said it's your decision and I respect it. I'm just very disappointed that you ended up being so selfish. I'm aware that she doesn't deserve my money and I'm not planning to give her any. But the constant harassment of my sister trying to guilt me, it's just exhausting. More info, we're not from the S. Just to get that out of the way. Now, from what I know, she found out about my situation from a friend of hers who is dating one of my friends. She thinks that, as a man, I should take responsibility for her because I have a better income than her. And as we used to date, I owe her that, even if I'm not the father. Honestly, I don't know why my mom took her side. Our relationship wasn't good. She used to be too controlling and even became a little abusive. So, I don't know why she cares about her so much. Anyway, I'm not planning to give her anything. After all this, I don't want to know anything about her. Update: my ex demanded me for child support for a kid that is not mine. My mother and sister are on their side. It's been a while. After my last post, I read all the comments and decided to show them to my mother. We had a talk about the situation. Again, she started on my ex's side, but after reading the post and all the comments and opinions, she realized she was wrong. I think the thing that hurted her the most was all the doubts about if she'd cheat on my dad and I wasn't his son, and if that was the reason if she was on her side. We had a very long conversation. She told me that she believed my ex because she was always so nice and kind with her, that she decided to don't believe me when I told her all the things she did to me during the relationship, because a good girl like her could never do something like that. So, I must be lying. After that, she apologized to me. We are good now. On the other side, my sister. At first, she decided that she wouldn't talk to Mai until I'll take responsibility, but after some days I talked with her. She is totally on her side, even after showing her everything. She said that none of that mattered because a woman's word goes first, and that's all the proof anyone could need. Also, she said that even if you are not the biological father, you have an effective responsibility with her. So, you must be man enough to take charge of them and start acting like a real man. She was a lost cause. About my ex, I did some research and I found out that shortly after we broke, she started dating another guy, or maybe she was cheating me with him before. I'm not sure. They broke some weeks later, and she had multiple dates until she found she was pregnant. I also found that she had been trying to find a father to her kid for the last 2 years, and I was the next on the list, but looks like she is desperate now because she was never that aggressive with any other one before. Now, the reason of this post, some days ago, my ex and my sister came to my workplace. They made a big sign with my face that says he abandoned his child and irresponsible father, and started a drama, saying all their bullshit. Their intention was to shame me and use the social pressure to force me to take charge of them. They literally said it. To don't make the story too long, they were taken out of the place. I got problems for that scandal. Even after showing all the proofs and legal documents that show they were lying, I was warned that this better never happen again or I'll be fired. After that, I contacted my friend, the lawyer, and we are now redacting a very long and detailed paper against them. My ex and my sister too. They were too far. Now I'm going against them with everything. Maybe that scared them enough to leave me alone. Update 2: my ex demanded me for child support for a kid that is not mine. My mother and sister are on their side. Hi everyone, and sorry for the lack of news. Last week's had been crazy with a lot of stuff, but I think now is a good moment to update you all. First of all, I'm not allowed to talk a lot about the lawsuit. The most I can share to you is that my ex was extremely freaked out when she knew about it. She is now begging to drop it. She offered to take back everything she said, to never bother or even contact me again. She even tried to guilt me, saying that I would be ruining her and her son's life. But honestly, I don't care. I got tired of being the good guy a long time ago. She messed with me, now I'm fighting back. And for my sister, the lawsuit at first only made her worse, as her attempt to shame me and my job didn't work as good as she wanted. She moved it to social media, spreading her BS about me abandoning my child or not taking responsibility, and exposing my legal actions like acts of censorship and misogyny. But at the end, that will be worse for her. Not only because I can dismiss her defamation easily, but also as more evidence to her favor. Anyways, this is going to be a long road, and we are just beginning. Recently, we had a posada on my parents' home. Every year we use this excuse to make a big family party before Christmas. I had my doubts because I didn't want it to be near my sister. But after some relatives assured me that she wouldn't be there, I decided to go. Big mistake. She was there. Mom decided that, despite everything that happened, I was taking all this too far, so she wanted all us to meet to solve this problem as a family. I tried to get out of there the moment I realized what she intended, but some relatives tried to stop me while my mom cried that I needed to stop, that I was tearing apart the family and needed to learn to forgive and let go. I realized that, despite everything, even knowing I was telling the truth, she was still on my sister's side. I got out there, saying her that I'm not attending any family event again if she is there, and to don't ever think on trying this BS again. At this point, almost all my family knows what she did. Some of them think my sister is crazy. Some other think she is crazy, but I'm taking it too far. A couple days ago, Mom invited me to end Christmas with them. I didn't want to go after what she did, but I decided to give her a chance after she swore that wouldn't happen again. But not only she had planned to do it again. My brother warned me that this time she intended to lock me in until I forgive my sister and stop the nonsense. I called my mom and told her I knew and that I was done with her and my sister, to don't talk to me until she realized she supported the wrong person, and to apologize. I don't need to say how many times she tried to call me the following hours, and all the drama she made when I didn't show up for Christmas. But again, I'm tired of being the good guy. So, that's it for the moment. Hope all you had a nice Christmas, and I wish you for a happy and drama-free New Year.